Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Outside the Box. I'm your host, Onney, the CEO, and tonight I have three kings in a building that are creating generational wealth while breaking generational curses. So I need you guys to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box. For those that don't know, I have GMG in the building. And without further ado, I want you to give it up for the members of GMG. So my first guest is Antho, and we're going to work our way around the table. But first, I want you to tell me who you are and what it is that you do.
My name is Antho. I'm the CEO of GMG. And what I do, I design the clothes for the men and women, also kids. I'm also the main host on the podcast show, which is that we do in the back of the Brinks Truck. And I'm an investor. I just sit back, run the plays and do what I'm supposed to do. That's my position.
Awesome. And to my other side, I have here Body by Will, or can we just call you Will? I don't know what you go by.
Just call me Will. Call me Will.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about yourself and what all you do.
Okay, my position pretty much in GMG, I kind of book events, go through financial records and everything. We just make sure, I bring everything together, they let me know what they want to do, and I make it happen for them. We go out and we do charity events, we go out and we do support little concerts and everything. And I'm the one that, when you doing bookings and you want to reach out, I'm the one you come to.
All right, and then we have Spaceship P.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and what all you do.
Man, I'm a songwriter and a film writer. Yeah, and I'm also another co-host on a podcast show that we got on the back of the Brinks Truck.
Yeah, you're also an artist as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So do you guys have a label as well, or how does that work?
It's a label, it's a brand, it's whatever we want it to be. GMG it's a actual business, it's an LLC, so it's whatever we want to do. We legally could take the ball in our hands and take any lane we want to take.
I like that. So I have a question for you, Antho, because you are the founder of GMG. What does GMG stand for?
GMG stands for Get Money Generation.
Get Money Generation. And what inspired you to want to create that movement?
Because when I was brought up, with a single mother, she had 3 kids, so it's kind of like, I got out there a little early, and I always wanted to help mom out. And I think one time we had a hurricane and the lights was out for about like 2 weeks, I think. And I was just in the living room on the couch sitting down with the candles lit, and I was like, I want to create something that's going to create generational wealth to where not only am I good, but my family good, they kids good, everybody good. And, that was in 2008, and he just took it and ran with it.
I was going to say that was back in 2008 when the lights was out. Don't make me feel old. Talk about when you was young.
Hey, dedication. When I was younger, my bad. Yeah.
So I have Will. So you also, outside of GMG, you also have your own laser lipo business that is a separate entity. So can you tell us a little bit, how did you get into that?
That's a crazy story. It was one of them. I worked oil and gas for several years, man. I was an ocean inspector, man. I went up in rank in oil and gas, and when you got friends like these who creating generational wealth and who want to see you do better and who know, okay, Will, you capable of doing other things, I had to step out of my element and jump onto something that was more better. And for me, I started out with one machine, and I really started probably about maybe a year or two ago. Now I got 4 locations. We got 2 in Houston, 1 in the Heights, 1 off 290. We got 1 in Atlanta and 1 in North Carolina.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
I mean, we took something, and I took a dream and a thought, and we made it a vision and a plan, and it came out real good for us.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And before I go to Spaceship P, I actually have a video of his Nothing Given. Y'all, let's check it out.
Yeah, I'm killing shit, yeah.
You know, that wasn't forgetting me. I had to go get that out the mud, you know what I'm talking about, the concrete. I had to run my money up and run it up, that shit wasn't given to me. I had to sleep on the floor with the rats and the roaches, it's hard to sleep. When you fucked up, then you broke, man, you can hardly breathe. I had to jump in the water with sharks, man, now I'm part of the sea. I had to run my money up and run it up, that shit wasn't given to me. I had to sleep on the floor with the rats and the roaches, it's hard to sleep. When you fucked up, then you broke, man, you hardly breathe. I had to jump in the water with sharks, man, now I'm part of the sea. I'm tryna fuck her this summer, I'm tryna fuck her some cum. She gave me brain damn, she needed a plumber. She said she sick of a nigga, I think it's corona. Ain't throwing the phone, we ride with the sticks. Boy, I'm fast, yeah. The way that I'm off in the street, I need me a driving shit. Damn, I be finessing the hoe, you buying the bitch. She ain't nothing special at all, my dog, she trying to dig. I can't be trusting the bitches and loving them hoes, boy. I can't be slipping from that. I'm trying to get in your guts and jump in my truck and take a little sip out my cup. I had to run my money up and run it up, that shit wasn't given to me. I had to sleep on the floor with the rats and the roaches, it's hard to sleep. When you fucked up, then you broke, man, you can hardly breathe. I had to jump in the water with sharks, man, now I'm part of the sea. I had to run my money up and run it up, that shit wasn't given to me. I had to sleep on the floor with the rats and the roaches, it's hard to sleep. When you fucked up, then you broke, man, you hardly breathe. I had to jump in the water with sharks, man, now I'm part of the sea.
Look, I'm tryna fuck on your sister, I'm tryna fuck on your friend. Yeah, I'm on site, she just be smoking my weed, she just be eating my dick. I think she on Viking, and damn it, the pack and they touchdown. It's a turnaround, well damn it, we'll try it in. If it's some pressure, I'm diving in, and if it's some pussy, I'm sliding in. Getting money in the epidemic, I got more than I'm sticking with it. She got ass with some titties with it, we got guns with extensions with it. Now nigga, I ain't penny pinching, up in the land like a fucking chemist. I'm up in the mouth like a fucking dentist. Lord, I had to run my money up and run it up, that shit wasn't given to me. I had to sleep on the floor with the rats and the roaches, it's hard to sleep. When you fucked up, then you broke, man, you can hardly breathe. I had to jump in the water with sharks, man, now I'm part of the sea. I had to run my money up and run it up, that shit wasn't given to me. I had to sleep on the floor with the rats and the roaches, it's hard to sleep. When you fucked up and you broke, man, you hardly breathe. I had to jump in the water with sharks, man, now I'm part of the sea. Yeah.
Now that's dope. Y'all give it up for Spaceship P on that one.
Appreciate the love.
So I want to ask you, who did the video work on that?
Flight to Houston.
All right.
Flight to Houston, yeah, that's his name on Instagram too. So I make sure to follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I liked it. I like that. So not only are you doing music, you also doing film. I want to talk to you a little bit about that because you're doing a movie right now called The Laws of the Land.
Laws of the Land, yeah.
Yeah. So what inspired you to want to get into film?
I don't know. I always been creative, you know, even on the music side. I called him one morning and was like, man, let's do a little. It's actually a 10-episode series.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, the first episode should drop around next month.
So are you filming it yourself or you just have other people doing the camera work for you?
Nah, I actually got, it's a rap. That's his name on Instagram, too.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's a 10-episode series. The first episode going to drop around next month. I don't know. I just wanted to do something different, you know what I'm saying, and then incorporate the music, too, along the way.
I really, really like that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So, speaking of that, I actually have a short clip.
Oh, okay.
Let's check
Get
it
into
out. Now that definitely look like that's something I want to be tuned in and tapped in with.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so you doing the music, you doing the movies, and you're part of the GMG movement. Yeah. So your role in GMG, what does that look like?
You know, me being an artist, you know, and finding other artists too. Mm-hmm. You know, film writing, podcasting, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I see Will, I see you have a role in there too. I see you getting your screen time on you and Antho.
Yeah.
So have you have you did any acting prior to being a part of the Laws of the Land?
Me personally, I haven't did no real acting. I tried out for Love and Hip Hop Houston. I shot everything that didn't work out, but I shot everything to Atlanta. So we working on some contracts and some deals with that now. So hopefully I can start off with at least 4 or 5 episodes on that and go from there. But as far as acting, I ain't really did too much.
Yeah, because reality shows not really.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm trying
No
to
shade.
do. I'm trying to get in the door some way.
It's scripted, but it's not scripted. You know, with reality shows, they script the scenarios, but the reactions actually be real. So people really go to jail for real on them shows, like for real. So now, Antho, you all, not only are you guys doing charity work, music, film, podcasting. You just everywhere. You actually have merch as well. So the clothing line, like what comes first? Is it the clothing line or the charity work or the music, or is everything like, what does that look like?
I mean, to answer that question, I would answer that by saying everything come first. Yeah. Because, I mean, if we doing something, we're in the midst of something, and we got a charity event that's upcoming, then we're going to make the time for that charity event, especially, you know, when it's time to give back and touch bases with the kids, we're going to make time for that. So no matter what the situation is, that's always a, you know, important thing for us to do.
Now, I actually want to get back to you because you guys you have your hands in everything. But let's talk about the GMG Generation podcast and the unique way that you're doing it. Now, you're actually doing your podcast in a Brinks Truck. What inspired you to want to get a Brinks Truck?
Long live neighborhood Nip. Marathon continues. That was one of my ways, you know, really standing out there and represent the Marathon continues, making sure what Nip left that it live on. 'Cause, you know, a lot of people, when the time comes, they say the marathon continues this and that. A marathon is actually putting things together, making it make sense, and making sure you get to the finish line. And not only do you get to the finish line, but the guys that started racing with you too get to the finish line. Yeah. And, you know, that's what that symbolizes. Keep going, keep grinding, keep striving, don't give up.
Now, so, I see that your podcast is actually getting amazing views. You know, that's okay. Your podcast is actually getting amazing views. So can you guys tell us, like, who are some of the guests and the artists that you've had an opportunity to have on your show?
We had Sauce Walka. Shout out to Sauce Walka. L Train. We had
Trippy Red.
We had Trippy Red come by.
The jeweler. Was it Iceman?
Shout out to the youngest jeweler in the game, Plug Geo. If I'm missing anybody out, we had
guess what?
We had Spook on there. Shout out to Spook.
If you missing anybody,
we had Chucky Trill on there.
Long live Chucky Trill. Long live Chucky Trill. Long live. Shout out to Muddy Casino. There's so many names. I just wanted to make sure, you know, I don't forget nobody. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
We had a lot of people that we reached out to. You know, that showed us love. And, you know, they know it's vice versa with us. You know?
I love it. So not only are you doing the podcasting, you're doing the fashion, you're doing the music, you're doing the film, but you're also giving back to the community, which is kind of rare because a lot of times people do it for the fame, but they don't go back and they reach back into the community. But you guys are actually not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. So I see that you're involved with children as well. So what does that look like? What inspired you guys to want to go back into the community?
I feel like in order to help save what's going on, you have to start with the kids because they're the future. So it's like that's our way of help and control, or at least try to control what's going on. So we feel like if we touch in with the kids right now and build a relationship with them, a consistent relationship, you get what I'm saying, and kind of talk to them and show the ropes with them, and then they'll kind of understand versus, you know, we bickering from the sideline and going about our regular lives while they going through it. You get what I mean? They need somebody to walk with them, whether a bigger brother, father figure, whatever they might be lacking it at home. So we try to fill in them shoes. You know what I'm saying? We see that opportunity, we take that.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way that sound. Now, once you guys came together, were you always affiliated at the start of GMG, or was it something that the movement started and then you guys came along? How did that look?
The movement originally started Spaceship P, and you know, since 2008, like I told you, it was originally music. I was actually doing music at the time too, doing shows and stuff. We was actually doing music together. And
I should have had one of
that's
your.
the funny part now. See, and, I kind of strayed away from the music part, because you know, seeing and traveling with the music. I think we done a show in Sealy, Texas one time. That was an experience. But traveling with the music, being young doing it, and being behind the scenes like the CEO, it's like you kind of get to see what the entertainment business really is. So I was like, you know what? The way this designed, I gotta get my bag right before I come back to this, because I'm not following nothing. If it ain't God, I ain't following it.
Yeah, and no one wants to be a starving artist either.
Nah.
Or be under the control of somebody else's call. A lot of times when people, you know, they get deals, they have a lot of fine print in those deals, and then you really walk away with nothing at the end of the day. So it's best that you create your own foundation, create your own lane. So I definitely commend you guys for that, because each one of you have your own lanes individual, from you creating films to you with your laser light pole business to you being the founder of GMG. The podcast is doing great. So, I mean, it's just amazing. And I think that those that are watching or listening will be inspired by your story, because here I have 3 strong Black men in the building with me, and they are doing amazing things, and they are you guys are literally breaking the stereotype that has been placed on the Black man's back. You guys are showing that, I can be tatted up with my dreads and everything, and still break generational curses, and still put food on the table, and still have a legit hustle. So that is like, so what's up. Now, what do we have to look forward to from GMG?
We have Laws of the Land, Spaceship P. We got that on the way with Spaceship P. We're going to be stepping out a little more, doing a lot more community work. You know, COVID kind of slowed a few things up, so you kind of didn't want to have too much contact with different people. So it's going to be a lot of, you know, just stepping out, promoting, working, connecting with the people, actually collabing with other brands and other entrepreneurs, like-minded individuals, instead of, you know, doing it on our own and just pushing ours, actually empower others. That's doing the same thing we doing. So, you know, pretty much the same thing. We just picking back where we left off before the virus hit.
Okay. Now I want to ask each one of you the same question, and I want you to give me your answer. And I'm going to start with you, Spaceship P, and we're going to work our way around. If there was something that you could have done differently, perhaps it was a lesson that you learned late in life that you wish you would have gotten earlier, what would that be?
Probably how to learn, let things go. Yeah. I say that.
And what is the why behind that?
Why? Because, man, it'll put you in a stressing zone, like, you know. So I had to learn that later on in life, though.
Yeah, get past it. And how about you, Will? If it was something that, you know, you wish you could have told to your younger self, what would that have been?
Listen to my mama, man. For real, man. I experienced so much from being hard-headed. And I had all the tools and guidance that I needed, but I chose to do other things with life, and it got me in certain places in life, and sometimes it worked out, and you know, I shine, and sometimes I was sitting there looking like, dang, I should have. My mama told me not to do this today, and you know, so if I could, I would go back and tell myself, you know, man, just listen. Sometimes that bullhead strong, you can't do that all the time. You got to just sit back and listen.
And what about you, Antho? If it was something you could have done differently.
To be honest with you, I'd do everything the same way I did, because where I'm at today, that came from the decisions that I made, even decisions that I made years ago. So
even the mistakes
even the mistakes made me the person who I am today. So I feel like if I never did make those mistakes, I probably wouldn't have encountered certain people or certain situations. So that built me on the person that I am today, so I wouldn't change nothing at all.
I get that. But if it was something, a word of advice.
Word of advice?
Yeah. I
would probably tell myself not to be so hot-headed. You know what I'm saying? Like, be quick to go off when I catch somebody doing something, or I feel like somebody playing with me. You know, I'll be quick to. P was always the person that kind of kept me like balanced and level throughout life, because he always been more the cool, nah, bro, chill, you know. And it's like I'd be more like, nah, we're not going for that. And so it's like that's the only thing I probably would have told myself, is kind of like, you know, be easy a little more. Don't be too, you know, ready to go there. You know what I mean? It's different solution to handle things.
Now, I want to tell us where we can find the GMG. We have the Instagram for GMG, which is GMG Generation. There we go, right there. GMG Generation. So I advise everybody to go and follow the IG page so you can stay up to date on the events, the content, the shows, and everything that they're doing in the community as well. And you also have a website that they can go to get merch. You know, they have clothing there. And scroll down a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, and it gives a little bit more about the vision there on the website as well. So you guys can find them on the GMG store. Is that GMG store?
The GMGstore.com.
.com, correct. And you also have a YouTube channel. Yes. GMG Generation, GMG TV.
Yeah, show where to get to it. Just go to YouTube, type in GMG Space TV, and then just look for the logo.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe, like, leave a comment.
Oh, yeah, you get some major views on there, too. I'm going to have to go and check out some more of those shows. Now, the podcast logo, let's take a look at that so we can make sure you guys imprint that in your mind because we're doing big things with GMG. And if we want to stay up to date with you guys individually, your Instagram page is at Antho G Way.
Antho G Way.
Yes. And Spaceship P, your is Spaceship _P _GMG. And Will, if we want to stay in contact with you and maybe get our body right with some of those good old laser lipo services, we can go under body right _by Will and follow him individually as well. I want to thank you guys. It seemed like the time just went by so fast. And I want to thank you guys for just letting me get all in your business and ask a few questions about all you have going on. I want to continue to encourage you guys to continue to do what you're doing because you are a bright light in a dark room. We need more men, more individuals like you all that have visions and that are manifesting those visions right before us. So I commend you guys and I thank you for coming on the show with me today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah. So I want to remind our viewers we are on multiple platforms. You can find us anywhere and everywhere. You can find us on Hip Hop Streets live stream music app. You can also catch us on A-Star TV. We are on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Anchor, Apple Music. I mean, we're everywhere. Find a platform that works for you. Like us, subscribe to us, tell a friend to get plugged in, tuned in, tapped in with Outside the Box. I'm your host, and you know where to find me. Same time, same place next week, and we're out.